July the 12th, 2020. Guys, you're looking at an article from this afternoon that's coming from Elias Murat via the mindunleashed.com. He's talking about there's a tsunami of evictions coming that could make 28 million Americans homeless this summer alone. And we are in the middle of the summer, guys. And what they're talking about is a lot of people last month could not pay rent or could not pay full rent. And we're talking about 32% of households. And that's why it's always been a good idea, if you could, to build your own home or, get one that you can afford. Rent has always been a terrible mistake. I know it's not an option all the time, but it's something that preppers have been prepping for a long time, and getting a little piece of land and building a little place and paying for it as they put the nails in the wood. But everyone is not paying attention. And it's obvious here, and I know that a lot of people are going to be in trouble. So what we've got again is, it says, with the pandemic continuing to sink its claws into the U.S., economic conditions have also failed to improve for millions of people. As a result, nearly 1/3 of the U.S. households, representing 32%, think about that, 1/3 of the nation, have still not made their full housing payments for the month of July, this month. And we're only a couple weeks away from going into August. It says, this is from a survey from the online rental platform Apartment List. They keep up with it. And as they're saying here, with the public health experts warning people to continue to stay at home, guys, the second wave is way more than what it says on the surface. But they continue to stay at home. The slogan is taking on a perverse new meaning as humanitarian disaster looms for some 28 million people in the U.S. who are facing eviction and homelessness in the immediate future. Let's talk about something else. Now, we just saw a $10 trillion stimulus put into Paycheck Protection Program, things like that, right? Supposed to help a lot of people. We saw families get $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000 depending on how many kids. But then you see all the big businesses getting millions and millions of dollars. Some that employ a lot of people, I can understand it. But guys, it was a payoff to the elite. Dr. Phil's recording company got $7 million of our taxpayer money. He's already a millionaire. But what has happened? $10 trillion. It's unheard of. Socialism just took a large swipe into the U.S. What has happened, the middle class and the lower class, middle class, lower income has been completely wiped out. As we get into the summer, the U.S. will never be recognizable again as for what we have known it. $10 trillion. So how does the socialists work inside a country? They wipe out the lower and middle class. They loan money to the businesses that they cannot pay back because they're going to do a second round. That's what I'm saying. The second round is way more than what we think. But with the second round hitting the economy, many of these upper end people that got the money, the banks, Dr. Phil, whoever, restaurants, Robert De Niro, who hates Trump, got millions for his restaurant chain. Now the government will own all of that. Because with the second wave, possibly a third wave, these companies will not be able to continue to pay back a loan. So we will see all the big businesses, the only ones that are surviving, being taken over by a government which could be run by either party very soon. Now, when you think about what's happening, you've got a party on the left, a party on the right. And there's a new world order coming, whether we like it or not. It's in the Bible. Jesus talks about it in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. A new government, a new world order is coming. And what the left and right are fighting for is not our freedom or our economic success. They're fighting over who will control the tax slaves. Do you understand what I'm saying? Who will control the New World Order? The New World Order's here. Our gates have been breached. The walls have been climbed. Now, they are fighting over who controls one thing, and it's what their image of, or their image of the New World Order will be. And on the left, what their image of the New World Order will be. We are insignificant. We will either stand in the way and get run over, or we will become tax slaves. And there's no way you can put a good light on that, in no matter what path you look at, okay? But it says 19% of those surveyed were unable to make any housing payment in the first week of the month, while 13% paid a portion of the rent or mortgage. The numbers represent the grim fact that for 4 months now, a historically high amount of U.S. households have been unable to pay their housing bill, either on time or in full. It also represents an increase from 30% in June to 31% in July. According to Apartment List, those most likely to miss their payments were younger, low-income, or renters. Other experts warn that Black and Latino families face the highest risk of eviction. They also may be entering the start of a rapid and vicious cycle, the report suggests, because they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can't get a job. You got to stay at home, and then the guy that you're renting from, or the company or family, or whoever you're renting from, they're also in a bind, right? Because they have probably borrowed money to buy rental property so that you can rent them, and then they make a few dollars off it and pay it off in the bank. Well, so there's a big tsunami, a domino effect here. But let's go back to these left and right powers. Again, the walls have been breached. The New World Order is coming. On the left side, it may come a little quicker. But all that we're seeing now is a tremendous amount of energy from the citizens of the world, to be honest with you. But let's focus on the U.S. a minute. We have an election coming up. We have two powers, both on the wrong side, that want to control the slave nation. Bring in their vision, again, of the New World Order. The left has one, the right has one. Either way, we're left out. So, as we see, and we've seen it since 2016, all of us have done it. Put a tremendous amount of energy into one campaign or the other, regardless of who you are for, left, right. We're seeing it on mainstream media constantly, left, right. When there is it's an illusion of choice. It's what it is. And so as we see this conflict continue, then what do? Guys, the time is short. The devil knows his time is short. That's why we're seeing this push. That's why our walls have been breached. It was set up a long time ago. So are you going to put a lot of energy into a doctrine for the left or a doctrine for the right and push that one? And are you going to leave out the most important one, the one that can save your soul? In other words, we know that who's in control of this world, and we're not of it. So as we look to push one side or the other, and you leave out Christ in the middle, then what you're doing in this last days, when Christ told us to look up and be aware of what's going on, when you could put all of that energy, either left or right, put it in the center. The left is a wide path, the right is a wide path, but right in between those two roads is a very narrow place that is a peaceful place, because when you focus on Christ and what you need to do, and pray and meditate about it, separate yourself from this battle that we can't win. Again, the walls have been breached. Look at what is happening. Then if you put all of your energy behind one of these doctrines, what have you done? Satan has won either way, guys. Satan has won either way because he's diverted your energy and time. And the time you need to get everything right. The time you need to focus on Christ. He's got that attention. He's won either way. Left or right. With the same result coming regardless. So he wins. Don't do it. Focus on what's important in these end times. Make a difference. Take care of your family. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.